Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a quick video to explain what is going on here with the player profiles and kind of orient you to kind of the lay of the land and what all these numbers are meaning. So just up at the top, we got some of the more demographic information: name, position, age, height, weight, and then any injury history that the player had highlighted during the screening. Going under here, we're looking at range of motion, and that is going to be external and internal rotation of the shoulder, which looks like this: external, internal rotation of the shoulder. The reason that we looked at this specific range of motion is that the external and internal rotation up at 90-degree kind of throwing position has been linked to injury risk. And so what you're looking for is two things generally: a symmetry between the two sides, and then in a general sense, around 170 to 180 has been described as a normal total arc of motion here. Okay, so anything greater than about a 5 to 10 degree difference between the two sides is considered to be out of a normal sort of a range. So that's what these numbers are meaning here. Going down into the strength and counter movement jump, we looked at external and internal rotation strength at 90 degrees up in this position, and then neutral would be elbow down right in at your side. So these numbers again have been related to throwing, specifically baseball injuries, and you can see the normative values that are there on the right. So when you're looking at the symmetry between the dominant or the throwing arm and the non-dominant arm, you should have a 90% or greater symmetry between the two sides. And that is for external rotation and internal rotation at the 90-90 position and at the neutral position. Now, there's been some research to show that the internal and external rotation strength measurements related to body weight can also be indicative of injury risk. And so you can see on the normative values, you want the external rotation to be at the minimum about 16% or greater of that player's body weight. And then for internal rotation, it is going to be 27 to 30%. So those are the ranges that you are ideally looking for, and things below that amount would be an indication of some weakness in that particular motion. Going down to the counter movement jump, what a counter movement jump is it is basically it's a jump where you start in standing with hands on your hips, you drop down into a squat, and then you explosively jump up as high as you possibly can. And there's two metrics that we were looking at with that, and that is the total jump height, and then this type of measurement called a modified reactive strength index, or RSI. What the jump height is calculating is just the height of the actual jump, and this is directly related to lower extremity power and strength. Whereas the modified RSI, that is going to be a measurement that is indicating the person's ability to be more fast and explosive, change of directions, those type of things. We also created an average of all the players that were tested for their jump height, and we put it in the box there so you can kind of see how you stack up amongst your peers on the team. And then there's also some normative values that were created with collegiate baseball players. So these numbers are for collegiate baseball players. So you can just kind of see how you stack up against a little bit older individuals that are playing college baseball. And down at the bottom, you can see those normative values there. So for the jump height, you see that the first percentile would be 31 centimeters, and then a 99th percentile would be 63 centimeters. And then the modified RSI, similar kind of a thing there. With that one, the higher number generally is better. And so you have first percentile at 35, and the 99th would be around 90. So you can kind of see how you stack up against a collegiate population of baseball players. And then finally, on the bottom right here, we have some of the things that we found with the lower body part of the screen, and some of the recommendations based off of these numbers and things that we would suggest for that individual. If you have any further questions about this stuff, feel free to reach out to me. My email is right up here, so you can just shoot me an email, ask me questions. You can give me a call as well. I can explain this a little bit more in detail if you have any more specific questions. All right, thank you.